Yes, good morning, my dear students. So, in the last session, we have discussed about the decoding and encoding of a given text and what is the importance of matrix in military operations. Using matrices, how can we able to balance a chemical equation? We all discussed in the last class.
Hariprasad sir, please mute your device.
Okay, sir.
See, some students are asking me about the revision of the last class. You people don't worry. We will revise the syllabus after one certain plan. Okay, we have some plan. Accordingly, we will revise the missing contents. Don't worry. Now, let me continue with the session 3, that is rank of the matrix. Okay. And you people know what is a rank of a matrix and how can we find rank of matrix and where we apply this rank of matrix. All these we all little bit discussed in the bridge course classes, right? Now, let me continue the extension part of the calculating of rank of a matrix. See, you people know what an echelon form is, yes or no? You people already had awareness about how to calculate or how to transform or the given matrix into echelon form, yes or no? Even though, let me recall the concept of finding echelon form of the given matrix. Okay, see that we see right now. A matrix A is said to be in the echelon form if the number of zeros before the first non-zero entry increases row by row. Okay. If there is any zero row, those rows must be placed in the last row. That means we will place them after non-zero rows. Okay. For example, if you look at that example E1, please look at it, the matrix E1. So in the even matrix, the all three rows are non-zero rows. That means when you say a row is a zero row, if all entries are zeros, then only we call it as a zero row. That you can observe in the second matrix. Here you look at it in the E2 matrix. In E2 matrix, the last row is completely a zero row, right? So, whereas here, the all rows are non-zero rows. Even one non-zero entry is present, that row is treated as a non-zero row. If you look at it, the third row of the first matrix, what it is? 0, 0, 4. Yes or no? That means one non-zero entry is present. That's why we also treat this one as a non-zero row. Okay, so how many, if all are non-zero rows, then we must arrange them, we must place the rows in such a way that a non-zero row having a single zero, okay, first, next a non-zero row having two zeros. That means we must arrange them in a increasing order in which number of zeros present in the first non-zero entry. Okay, so here, how can I explain this concept in a simple manner? This is a non-zero having no zeros. That's why that is the first place. So this is a non-zero row having a single zero. Next, this is a non-zero row having two zeros. That means we must place the non-zero rows in such a way that the number of zeros present in each non-zero be in increasing order. That means first non-zero rows, next a single zero followed by non-zero entries, next two zeros followed by non-zero entries, and three zeros followed by non-zero entry. If all are zeros, we must place them at last of the matrix, last row of the matrix. If you can arrange the rows present in a matrix in such a order, that matrix is known as an echelon form. That form is known as echelon form. For example, the given matrix is of dimension a square matrix, n by n matrix, suppose it is. Then this echelon form is nothing but upper triangular matrix. If the matrix is a square matrix, then this echelon form looks like a upper triangular matrix. What an upper triangular matrix is, just we have discussed in the session number 2. Anyone can post in the chat box? What is, when you say matrix is an upper triangular matrix? Post it in the chat box. Yes, very good. Diagonal below elements are zeros. Diagonal below elements are zeros. Okay. So this is here. These are here diagonal elements. Diagonal below elements are zeros. Right. Very good. So when we have transformed the given matrix into an echelon form, then how can we say, or how can we determine rank of a given matrix? The rank of a given matrix is nothing but the number of non-zero rows present in the echelon form. Number of non-zero rows present in the echelon form. If you look at it, the second example E2, see here, how many non-zero rows are present here? This is one non-zero row and this is second non-zero row. Therefore, what is the rank of the matrix? The rank of the matrix is nothing but here 2. Why? Because the last row is completely a zero row. And now you look at it, the first example. What is rank of the matrix here? How many non-zero rows are here present here? There are 3 non-zero rows. Very good. Very good response from you guys. Akhila and all group. Good. Now I'll go to next slide. See here. Tell me here. What is rank of this matrix? Here, how many non-zero entries are present here? How many non-zero rows are existed in this matrix? There are 2 non-zero rows, the first row and third row. But could you say this matrix is a echelon form? No. Why? Because this is not as per our echelon form rules. Yes or no? That's why you rearrange the rows. We must rearrange the rows like this. First row must have no zero rows. A non-zero row having zeros. A row having all zeros must be placed at last. We must rearrange the rows in this order. Okay? Now, later on, you decide the rank of the matrix is 2. Okay? Similarly, what is rank of the matrix E2 here?
నేను పెట్టారా
నాకు 10 minutes అయినాక నేను పోతా మళ్ళీ.
ఎందుకు లీవ్ అయినా
రీసెంట్ యాప్ లకి తీసేసిన.
అయితే ఏమైతే ఇప్పుడు పెడతారా కదా
అదే రిజిస్టర్ ఒక 10 minutes తర్వాత వస్తుంది. అప్పుడు చదువుతలే.
See, some students are charting yourself, stop yourself, mute yourself first of all. Otherwise, we
ఏదో మెసేజ్
expel
వచ్చింది రా
from you.
చూద్దామని.
Some students are charting. Better to stop it.
మాట్లాడకూడదు అంటుంది.
So next, rank of the matrix E2 is
తెలుసు
rank of the matrix E2 is here 3.
మ్యూట్ లో ఆటోమేటిక్ అయిపోతుంది కదా నాది.
రెడ్ బటన్ కావాలి. మీటింగ్ కూడా అవుతుంది.
Sir, I request Indra Reddy sir, please expel them, sir.
Yeah, I'm seeing that one.
Yeah, I'm continuing my lecture. See, my dear students, please concentrate on the first problem. You people know how to find out rank of the matrix when it was in the echelon form. Using this concept, how can we find rank of a matrix when system of linear equations are given to you? See, look at it here. Here, everyone see here. What is given to you? Consider the system of linear equations. 2x plus 4y plus 10z equals to 0. And 3x minus 6y plus 11z equals to 0. And minus x plus 4y plus 10z equals to 0. So system of linear equations are given to you, that is in 3 unknowns with 3 equations. So now how can we find rank of the coefficient matrix? Okay, see, first you represent this system of linear equations into of the form Ax is equals to B. So you write it as Ax is equals to B. This is called what? Coefficient matrix, and this is unknown vector X, and this is what your column matrix B. Okay, now in the bridge course classes, already we recollected how to reduce the given matrix A into echelon form. We already discussed about elementary row operations. Even though for some of you, I'm recollecting how to do the row operations in order to make the echelon form into echelon form. Right. See, first you take 1 position element. 1 position element. Okay, using that element, make the below elements 0. Make the below elements 0. That means here like this. Make these elements 0. Later on, in the second stage, take 2 position element help. That means 2 position element help you consider. Taking 2 position element, make the below elements as 0. That is in the second stage of matrix, second transformation. Next, you take 3 position element. So taking 3 position element, make the below elements as zeros. Okay. So you must use row transformations only. Column transformations are not allowed. So say here, what is my first transformation? Here, the first row is called key row. The first row is called here, what it is? Key row. Actually, I want to calculate rank of the coefficient matrix only. What is coefficient matrix here? What is the coefficient matrix here? Matrix A. Okay. So that I want to concentrate on coefficient matrix only, and I have to reduce this coefficient matrix into echelon form. See, I repeat the working procedure once again. Take 1 position element. What is 1 position element here? 2. Taking 1 position element, make the below elements 0. To make them as zeros, you must use row operations only. Okay, so the first row is known as key row. Why I'm calling it as a key row? Because I'm taking the help of 1 position element, right? So this 1 position element existed in the first row. So that's why by taking which row help, you are making the other elements zeros. We call that main row as a key row. And the element is known as pivot element. That means taking which element you are making the element 0? That is 1 positioned element. That is 2. That's why 2 is called pivot element. And with that corresponding row is known as a key row. Right. So here, what is my row operation here? See, look at it here. 2 into R2, 2 times of second row. That value I'm subtracting. From that, I have subtracted 3 times of R1. 3 times of R1. Okay. Three times of R1. Everyone do it on your own. Everyone do it on your own. Are you getting the same matrix or not? Are you getting 0 or not here? Yes. So here, what I'm doing, 2 times of R2 minus 3 times of R1. Like that also you can do. You may subtract R1, 3R1, R2, or you may do like this also. Then what happens? Minus 6 plus 6 became 0. Minus 3 into 4 is minus 12. Okay. Plus minus 6 into 2, minus 6 into 2, that is minus 12. So minus 12 minus 12 gives you how much? Minus 24. Okay, next. Minus 3 into 10, that is minus 30. Okay, next. Vishwanath is requesting to annotate, don't ask. See, 2 into 11, that is 22. Do it. Minus 30 plus 22 gives you how much? Minus 8. Okay. Now, about third row entries. About third row entries. For that, everyone try on your own. Am I doing correctly or not? You can cross check. Right. So now 2 times of R3, 2 times of R3 row entries, and 1 time of R1, 1 into R1, like this. And now just concentrate on first row and third row. Remember, with the help of R1 only, I have to make the elements R2 and R3 zeros. Remember, that's why here R1 is known as a key row. Don't use other rows. In the first transformation, we must use R1 only. Why? Because R1 is known as a key row. Using key row only, I want to make R2 and R3 elements 0. Right. Now here, 1 2s are 2. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. Finally, what happened here? 0. 1 4s are 4. 2 4s are 8. 8 plus 4 is how much? 12. 1 into 10 is 10. 2 into 10 is 20. What is the summation? 10 plus 20 gives you how much? 30. Okay. So what I have explained to you. So taking 1 position element, make the below elements 0. We done it or not? We completed successfully. Now we go for second transformation. In second transformation, what is our key row? Our key row must be second row. Our key row must be second row. Why? Because what is our main pivot element right now? The element which is existed in 2 positioned element. Which element it was? Minus 24. Using this minus 24, I want to make the below elements 0. This 12 I want to make 0. That is our target right now. For that, what is our required operation? Everyone post it in the chat box. Very good. Post it in the chat box. What is the required row transformation? I want to make this element 0. 12. The 12 element should be 0. What is the key row here? The key row is R2. Which element I want to change? The elements in the R3. So please tell me what is the row operation required. Very good. Very good response from you guys. Yes. 2 into R3. 2 into R3 and 1 into R1. Then 2 12s, 24, 1 into minus 24. Finally, what it became? 0. 2 into 30, 60 minus 8, giving you 52. Yes. Now, you tell me whether it is an echelon form or not. Already I told you, if the given matrix A is a square matrix, then our echelon form just look like an upper triangular matrix. Is it upper triangular matrix or not? Yes, the elements which are existed below of the diagonal elements are zeros. Yes, it is our required echelon form. Once we had this, immediately we conclude the case, that is finding the rank of the matrix. So how many non-zero? How can we find rank of the matrix? Depends upon the non-zero rows. How many non-zero rows are present here? There are 3 non-zero rows. Yes or no? That's why what is rank of the matrix? 3. The rank of the matrix is 3. Remember, if it is a 3 by 3 matrix, we must get our required transformation within 2 steps. One step to get 1 1 below element 0. Second step required to get the 2 positioned below elements 0. Only 2 steps required. Okay, suppose if it is a 4x4 matrix, then within 3 steps we have to finish the task. Okay, now. See, everyone read the question. Caroline invests a total of $12,000 in 2 municipal bonds. One paying 10.5% of interest and the other paying 12% interest. So this person had invested an amount of $12,000 in 2 bonds. So the amount which was invested in the first bond by the end of the financial year, so he is the person getting 10.5% of interest that on the amount that he was spended or invested in the first bond. And the other, from the other bond, the person getting 12% interest of the amount that he was invested in that second bond. Okay, together at the end of the financial year, that person received towards 2 bonds, from the 2 bonds towards interest, $1,335 he had received towards interest from the 2 bonds. So this is the question. From this, what we have to calculate, obtain the coefficient matrix, okay, from this phenomena and determine the rank of the coefficient matrix. Okay. First of all, this phenomena we have to convert into system of linear equations. Once we are created or modeled, once we are modeled the given phenomena as a system of linear equations, immediately you know how to find out rank of a matrix. Just we have seen in the last problem. So tell me, Nana here, tell me students here, do you know what is the amount that he was invested in the first bond? Does he know? No, that's why the unknown amount which he was invested in the first bond is, let it be X. The amount that he was invested in the second bond, let it be the Y, because we don't know how much amount that he was invested in the first bond as well as in the second bond. But together, he invested how much amount on 2 bonds? $12,000. Therefore, what will be the corresponding simultaneous equation? X plus Y equals to 12,000. Okay. Now, since there are 2 elements here, X and Y, we must require one more equation in order to know the values of X and Y. Yes or no? For that, the second equation we will formulate from the second point of the problem. What was that? It is related to interest. So how much interest that he will receive at end of the financial year from 2 bonds, how much amount he is receiving? $1,335 he was receiving from the bonds. But from one bond, how much interest he is getting? 10.5% interest of the amount he was invested in the first bond. In the first bond, how much amount he invested? I don't know. Let it be X. Therefore, 10.5% of X. That is, how much it is? 0.105X. 12% of from the second bond, he is getting 12% interest that he was invested in the bond. How much he invested in the second bond? That also I don't know. Let it be Y. Yes or no? That's why 12% interest he will get from the amount Y. 12% of Y. How can we write it as? 12% of Y. How can we write it? 12% of Y. We write like this. 12% means that we divide it by 100. Then how much we get? 0.12 into Y, right? together towards interest, how much amount he is getting? This one, $1,335. Therefore, what will be the corresponding equation? This is the corresponding equation. So now you are ready with two equations and two unknowns. From these two, what you can do right now. So once system of linear equations are ready, you know how to represent them in the matrix form Ax is equal to B. Right? Now, actually, one student posted the answer that x is equal to 7,000 and y is equal to some 5,000. Here, our aim is not to solve the system of equations. Our aim is not to solve the system of equations and to know how much amount that he invested in first and second bond. Or else, I'll show the problem once again. What is our aim? Our aim is not to find how much is x and how much is y. Our aim is to find out the coefficient matrix of the phenomena and followed by its rank. Okay, if I move accordingly, just here I got the matrix A as like this. And this is matrix B. This is matrix B. Okay, so this matrix A is known as a coefficient matrix. Once coefficient matrix is ready, you know how to reduce this coefficient matrix into echelon form. Okay, everyone post it in the chart box. What are the first row entries? Actually, first row entries will remain same. Yes or no? It's a 2x2 matrix. I won't display. Yes or no? That means what is the key row here? Key row is R1. Now I want to change the elements of R2. That's why everyone post in the chat box what is the row operation required for R2. To make this 0.105 element be 0. Everyone post it in the chat box. Very good. Nikita Kora. Good. Panindra, Anusha, very good. Pranati, Venkatasai Reddy, yes, very good performance from you all guys. Now you see that. So what is the operation? As I want to change R2, R2 should participate. And how I'm changing the R2 row? R2 minus 0.105 R1. Good. So by this, what happened? The first row remains same. One below element made 0. This element made 0 and correspondingly the value has been changed as 0.015. Okay. Now tell me, is it a upper triangular matrix or not? Is it echelon form or not? What is diagonal element? What are the diagonal elements here? What is principal diagonal? This is the leading diagonal. Leading diagonal below elements. How many elements are here? Only one. That element is 0 or not? Yes. So this is upper triangular matrix. Diagonal below elements are 0. That's why. What is rank of the matrix? Is 2. What is rank of the matrix? 2. Good. Very good. Now, see, so far I have discussed about how to find out rank of a matrix by reducing the given matrix A into echelon form. Now, I'm going ahead to teach this concept in another way. That means how can we find out the vectors of the matrix A? Vectors of the matrix A means that we may see a row wise, each row of the matrix as a row vertex, or we may see each column of the matrix are column vectors. If you look, the matrix entries are either column wise or by row wise. Each row you can understand as a row vector. By just in the last class, the session 2, you people are discussing and you people are thoroughly learned about the type of matrices. What is a row matrix? When you say matrix is said to be a row matrix, a matrix whose dimension is 1 by something, right? Any number of columns. And what is meant by column matrix? Any number of rows, first column must be 1. Yes, good response. See, if you look at in the matrix, the first either you see the column wise or you see row wise in the matrix. Each column or row seems to be like a vectors. Depends upon these vectors, how can we say or how can we assess them as whether they are coplanar vectors or planar vectors. Okay. In vector calculus, you know, to identify whether the given three vectors are coplanar vectors or not, you will prefer their scalar triple product. Yes or no? In vector calculus, if there are three vectors are given to you, how could you verify those three vectors are coplanar vectors or collinear vectors or not? Just by calculating its scalar triple product. Depends upon the value, you will decide whether they are planar or not. Now, if you place those vectors here as either in the form of columns or rows of a matrix, how can we assess them as planar or not? Right, for that, here I am revealing the concept. See here, consider a matrix is of 3 by 3 matrix. Remember, in a 3 by 3 matrix, you must understand the concept like this. Whatever the given three vectors, like 3i plus 4j plus 6k, suppose if you have like that, you can take that three-dimensional vectors as a, just you take the coefficients, tuple form. You take tuple form, each row is a vector or each column is a vector. Okay, if you place the vectors either in the form of rows and columns of a matrix, imagine our matrix is of a 3 by 3 dimension. Okay, right. Now, reduce that matrix into echelon form first. Okay. Now, if the rank of the echelon form is 1, then we say that the vectors which are existed in the matrix are collinear vectors. Collinear vectors means what? All the three vectors lie on a same line. You can identify in the picture. All the three vectors, vector A, vector B, vector C, all are lie on the same line. Okay. If rank of the matrix is 2, then all three vectors are said to be coplanar. Coplanar means that all three vectors lie on a same plane. Of course, in the diagram, I have taken D bar also. That means three vectors or more than 3. Whatever, how many you may have. If all are present on the same plane, you see here, on the same plane, and then all these vectors are said to be what? Coplanar vectors. Suppose rank of the matrix is 3. Then we say that all three vectors are non-coplanar or non-coplanar. This is the concept. Okay, right. With this concept, non-coplanar means that what? See, some vectors may lie on the plane, remaining may be outside of the plane. See here, remaining are outside of the plane. Now, using this concept, now determine whether these vectors are coplanar vectors or not. How can we do this problem? See, imagine this feature here. Each one is a vector like 1 into I minus 2j plus 3k. Okay, so these are the vectors. I'm taking only the coefficients of the vectors. If you place those coefficients of the vectors either in the form of rows or in the form of columns, my preference is I'm placing them in row wise. Some faculty may take them, they may place column wise also, but here I'm taking row wise. So place each vector in row wise of the matrix. Then you know how to reduce the given matrix A into a coefficient matrix, into echelon form, right? Yes or no? See here. So what is rank of the matrix? Rank of the matrix is 1. See, students, post in the chat box. If rank of the matrix is 1, when the dimension of the matrix is 3 by 3, then what do you say then? Are they collinear or coplanar or non-planar? Post it in the chat box. Very good response. Good. Very good. Some students are posting that it is coplanar. What for them, I'm showing the condition once again. Look at the diagram. If rank of the matrix is 1, what do you call? Yes, they are collinear vectors. They are collinear vectors. That means all these 3 vectors, let them as vector A, vector T, vector C. These 3 vectors lie on a same line. On the same line. Okay. Right. Now I'm going for second problem. Right. My dear students, everyone start doing this problem and tell me whether they are coplanar vectors or non-coplanar vectors or collinear vectors. Everyone start doing the problem. I'm giving hint to you, take the each vector as in the form of rows. Place each vector in rows. No issue if you take each vector as a column also. Why? Because the rank of the matrix is same as rank of its A transpose. Why? Because if you take row vectors, its transpose is columns, column vectors. The row vectors will be transposed as a column vectors if you transpose it, yes or no? So that's why rank of the matrix A is same as rank of its transpose. Both are same. That's why no issue. You may take them and column wise or you may take them row wise. What is the answer? Some students are posting. Every student must respond. Why? Because for the continuous class assessment, you are going to get 5 marks. Now I'm showing. So now I have represented the matrix as name as B. I've taken the first vector in the first row, second vector in the second row, third vector in the third row. Right. Now what happened? The required operations are with these, you got this. So you using 1 position element, we made below elements 0 in the first transformation. Next, using this row operation, we made 2 position element 0. Yes or no? Now, what is rank of the matrix? The rank of the matrix is 3. Since rank of the matrix is 3, according to our concept, how can we say them? Whether they are planar or not planar, not coplanar. Yes, the correct answer posted by most of the students, very good response that they are not coplanar vectors. Not coplanar vectors. Very good response from you guys. Now be ready for answering the next question also. Third question. Everyone ready? Determine whether these vectors are coplanar vectors or not. Is third problem. Everyone must do. Lavanya, good answer. No, some. Avana, do it again, check it once. See, please carefully see. Some students are posting wrong answer. Actually, look at it, the second vector. What is second vector here? -2, 4, 6. Here you don't have -6. Some students are taking the third element of the second vector is -6. No, here it is 6, not -6. Now, please concentrate. Yes, good answer. Everyone must notice the change in the second vector, that is 6. Some students are taking that as -6. Yes, good answer. Right, now, what is rank of the matrix is 2. Why rank of the matrix is 2 here? Here it is 6. Actually, the first problem it was -6. That's why the second row also became in 0 row. But here the element I have taken as 6. Therefore, what happened here? I got a non-zero entry 12. Therefore, what is the rank of the matrix here? 2. Since rank of the matrix is 2, what could you say? You can say it as a coplanar vector. That means all these three vectors lie on a same plane. So they all three vectors. The first vector is vector A. The second one is vector B. What respective of the direction, they may present anywhere. And the third one is vector C. So all three vectors may lie on a same plane. That's why these three vectors are said to be coplanar. So actually you people know how to find whether the vectors are planar or not using the finding scalar triple product. Now we introduced a new concept using echelon form. How can we find them as planar or not? This is a new concept. Now these are the practice problems. Everyone please take a screenshot fastly. Actually, in the last class also, I given practice problems. Do it, put one notebook, do it all practice problems and homework problems in that notebook. Title that session 1 practice problems, session 2 practice problems, session 3 practice problems. Like this, you take the title and followed by you solve the problems. All these you have to take the screenshots and all the screenshots convert into PDF. Those PDFs we have sent to LMS. We will tell you when we are giving access to you. Whenever we give access to you, by that time you people must post your answered questions through LMS. I'll tell you later. First, you must do all these practice problems in a notebook. I'll tell you how to post these solutions in LMS. We will give you access. By that time, we will inform you also. Everyone taken the screenshot? Okay, right. Now, take this also screenshot. Everyone, please take the screenshot of these practice problems. The last session material LMS, session 1, session 2, session 3. So far, how many sessions we completed? All these we will upload in LMS today itself. By the evening of today, we will try to post it. Coplanar. Some students are asking what meant by coplanar. That means all vectors exist on a same plane. When rank of the matrix is 2, we say that they are planar. Right. Now the time for MCQs. Right, everyone be hurry up. Now ready everyone? Right. Right. The first question is, answer it. Post it in the chat box. We are recording also. Whoever submitting, responding properly in the chat box, we are noticing. We notice those students. Find the rank of the matrix. Just you type the option. Type the option only. Good. It is, yes, rank of the matrix is 3. Why? Because it is what? A diagonal matrix. It is a diagonal matrix. In a diagonal matrix, if you consider here, these are a number of non-zero rows are here. How many you have? 3 non-zero rows. That's why rank of the matrix is 3. Good. Go to next slide. Now, answer this. If rank of the matrix is 3, then the column vectors in a matrix are, that means on the vectors, what do you say? You may take vectors either in the form of columns, or we may place them row wise also, no issue in that. Just we finished one of the problems. Still some students are answering wrongly. Just we answered this model question just right now. Right. So the correct answer is non-coplanar. The rank of the matrix is 3, then we say them as those 3 vectors does not lie on a same plane. Does not lie on a same plane. That is the meaning of non-coplanar. Right, now go for third MCQ. Post it in the chat box. When you say the column vectors in the matrix A are collinear, when you say them as collinear vectors, when do you say them as collinear vectors? Yes, the correct answer is rank of the matrix is 1. That is our first exercise problem today. Yes or no, we have seen that problem also. Now the last MCQ, be hurry up everyone. If rank of the matrix is 2, then the column vectors are. Just to post the option only. Right, the correct answer is coplanar. Right, very good. I hope you students understand this session very well. Then how do we find out whether the given vectors of the matrix which are placed in the matrix are planar or not? And basing the system of linear, whenever system of linear equations are given to you, How can we reduce them into, how can we represent that into a matrix form? And how do you find out rank of that coefficient matrix also? We have discussed these topics in this session. I hope you all guys understand very well. We'll meet you in the next session. By that time, have a good day. Thank you. Thank you one and all.
Yeah, thank you, madam and Hariprasad sir. Dear students, again we'll start the session by 11:15. Thank you.